Today's Wednesday, and I've heard that it's going to be really, really hot today. So please make sure that if you're out in the sun today, be careful, put your hat on, put some sunscreen on, and have a bottle of water, okay, to make sure you're hydrated. But before you go out and play out in the sun, I am going to do this lesson with you. So let's minimize myself. Minimize me. There I am. Here we go. So today's date is the 20th of May 2020, and the NI today is to convert minutes into hours. And as you know, we spent 2 days converting seconds into minutes, and the work you've sent me has been brilliant. So you guys are doing really well to keep that work up. And in order to complete today's lesson, you need a pencil, some paper, and a ruler. Okay, let's make a start with our number talk, hopefully. So our number talk, I'm in the way. So our number talk, here we have, let's call him Dave. Dave says 300 seconds is the same as 3 minutes. Do you agree with him or do you disagree with him? I need to explain how you know your answer is right. Okay, so pause the video. 300 seconds is the same as 3 minutes. Is he right or wrong? Now, in order to work this out, you should know that you need to divide seconds by 60 in order to work out how much those seconds are in minutes. So 300 divided by 60 is actually 5. So 300 seconds is the same as 5 minutes, not 3 minutes. So if you got that right, well done. Great start. And here's our key vocabulary. Hours, minutes, 60, number line, intervals, and fives. This is vocabulary you should be familiar with. I think the new word we have there is hours because that's what we're looking at today. So what have we learnt about time so far this week? So let's refresh memory. What have you already been learning? What have you already been learning about? I did mention at the beginning of the video. And then jot down what you already know about minutes and hours, because that's what we're moving on to today. Good. So I've got these missing word sentences that I love. There are something seconds in one something, and there are something minutes in one something. What are the missing words? And once you've filled them in, have a look at this question and think about this question here. So pause the video and have a go at that. So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, and there are also 60 minutes in 1 hour. Let's look at these sentences. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute, and there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. What's the same? What's different? Okay, what's the same? There's 60 of each in whichever time frame it is. The difference is this is talking about seconds into minutes, and this is talking about minutes into hours. Right, so similar to what we did on Monday, I want you to write down which activities could you do in minutes and which activities could you do in hours. So take some time, divide your page into 2, and write down which activities you could do in minutes and which activities you could do in hours. Off you go. Okay, so what can I do in minutes? I can brush my teeth in 2.5 minutes. That's how long you would brush your teeth for. I can probably have a shower in 15 minutes maybe. I can wash the dishes after breakfast in 5 minutes. Now, what takes me hours? Okay, I can speak to my mum on the phone for 2 hours. So speak to mum on phone in hours. And what else takes me hours? It takes me hours to try to think. Every single day, what takes me hours? Takes me hours to go for a walk. So I'm going to go with my daughter for a walk. We usually walk for an hour and a half. Okay, so walk with baby. So why don't you write your things down, and I'll be interested to see what you've got down there. This is just to give you an idea of how long minutes last and how long hours last. Okay, so just so you have an idea in your head. So now you need to fill this table in. So 60 minutes the same as how many hours? 120 minutes the same as how many hours? So this should be quite familiar to you, and it should remind you of something that we did on Monday. So pause the video and fill in the missing boxes. Off you go. So 60 minutes, 1 hour. 120 is 2 hours. 180 minutes is 3 hours. 240 minutes, 4 hours. 300 minutes is 5 hours. 360 minutes is 6 hours. 420 minutes is 7 hours. And scroll down here. It lets me. Let me. 480 minutes is 8 hours. 540 minutes is 9 hours. And 600 minutes is 10 hours. So hopefully you're able to do that quite easily, because it's very similar to the exercise that we did when you were converting seconds. So you were saying 60 seconds equals 1 minute, 120 seconds equals 2 minutes, 180 seconds equals 3 minutes, and so on and so forth. Now, when converting minutes into hours, you must divide the number of minutes by 60. What is this similar to? This is similar, obviously, to when we convert seconds to minutes. You remember, the number of seconds, we divide it by 60, and that will tell us how many minutes is equivalent to. That's the same thing with minutes. If you have minutes, you divide that by 60, and it tells you how many hours it is equivalent to. Good. Now, let's do this. So 65 minutes is the same as how many hours? 75 minutes is the same as how many hours, and so on and so forth. I want you to pause the video and complete that table, please. Off you go. So 65 minutes, divide that by 60, you get 60 goes in 65 once, and you've got 5 left over. So 65 minutes is similar to, I'll just reduce the font, 1 hour and 5 minutes. 75 minutes is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Sorry, 15 minutes. 85 is 1 hour and 25 minutes. And 95 is 1 hour and 35 minutes. And the question is, what is 1 hour and 45 minutes in minutes? And hopefully you'll think 45 minutes, that's fine. 1 hour is similar to 60 minutes. So 60 minutes plus 45 minutes would give you 105 minutes. Okay? This exercise is identical to the one that we did on seconds and minutes on Monday. So well done for those of you who got that right. Here we go. 65 minutes is similar to what and what. I'm not going to go through this in too much detail because we've just been through the answers, and hopefully you need to apply it. So 65 divided by 60. What is the remainder? The remainder will be your number of minutes. So 65 minutes will be 1 hour and 5 minutes. 75 minutes will be 1 hour and 15 minutes. Good. Pause the video, have a go at this. 85 minutes will be similar to, the same as rather, 1 hour and 25 minutes. Good. 95 minutes, the same as 1 hour and 35 minutes. I think you can guess what's going to happen next. Here we go. We have 45 minutes here and an hour here. How many minutes do those two add up to equal? And we know that 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. Add them together, and that should give us an answer of 105. Am I so far away? Sorry, 105 minutes. Good, you got that right. You've got another example. 1 hour and 55 minutes. How many minutes do they make? Explain how we find this answer. Pause the video and write down. I can find the answer to this question by, and write down how you would find the answer. So I would find the answer to this question by changing the hour to 60 minutes, then adding 60 and 55, which will give us what? Sorry. 115 minutes. I'll bring that closer. Got that right? Well done. So here's the number line below. You should already know what you noticed about this number line because we've already covered it. Just refresh your memory. What do you notice about this number line, and what does each interval represent? So what we notice about the number line is it goes from 0 to 60. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 intervals. Each interval is worth 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. So hopefully you got that. And here is our friend Danny. Now Danny Dog says that this number line can only represent 5-minute intervals that total 1 hour. Now I'm really hoping you remember what Danny Dog question was on Monday, because that would answer your question. So do you agree with him? Yes or no? Give a full answer explaining why you think what you think. So Danny is saying that this number line that goes from 0 to 60 with 12 intervals means that this can only represent an hour with 5-minute intervals. Off you go, write your answer. I'm hoping you remember that this number line can also represent a minute. Okay, so 0 to 60, so 60 seconds in a minute, and each interval can also represent 5 seconds. So this number line can actually be used to represent an hour, and it can also be used to represent 1 minute. So well remembered, those of you got that right. The time has come now to complete your tasks. Please don't forget to take a photograph of your work and send it to us at year3@grange.harrow.uk. .school.sch.uk, sorry, I'll say that again, year3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. You'll find your task on the Grange website. Click onto online learning, click onto year 3. I'm sure you guys know this at the back of your hands now, but your task will be there, and it'll be entitled Math Task 20th of May 2020. When you go into that link, you'll come up with this over here. Task 1, it says copy the sentence stems into your book and complete them. So you have 2 sentences with missing words. Write the entire 2 sentences out, filling in the missing words. You have here some part-whole models splitting minutes into hours and minutes, so you can complete those. And then it asks you to explain how you've converted them by filling in these missing words in these sentences. So copy them into your book. And then it says, show the different possibilities for 185 minutes, similar to one of your tasks this week already. So hopefully you'll be able to do this one quite easily. So getting back to our main lesson, you want a challenge? Here we go. So here are our signs, and you should by now, your year 3, know what these signs mean. This sign means less than, this sign means greater than, and this sign means equal. And here you have 3 sentences. 70 seconds is something than 1 minute. 150 seconds is something than 2 minutes. And 180 is something than 3 minutes. So you need to put in the appropriate sign into these sentences for your challenge. So looking forward to receiving your work. Please send it through, and I will see you tomorrow with more brilliant maths. Take care. Bye-bye.